of the league in block jumpers, altered shots. We've seen what he can do. Blocking SGA, contesting Stephen Curry every foot around on the half court. 94th percentile on matchup difficulty, according to B-Ball Index. He always defends the opponent's best player. He's defending guards, Ja Morant, Donovan Mitchell, SGA, Curry, bigger wings, Anthony Edwards, LeBron James. He's even defended guys like Evan Mobley and Naz Reid, bigs, and he does it at an elite level, all while.
This is Kevin O'Connor by Yahoo Sports, and as you can hear, he's vouching for Amen Thompson for Defensive Player of the Year, which in my opinion, he's going to come up just a little bit short. I think if Amen Thompson wasn't injured throughout the year and he just turned it on earlier and played throughout the season, hands down, he should get Defensive Player of the Year. I'll give it to him now, but the way it works, you know, they're not going to give this guy Defensive Player of the Year, even though he deserves it. And like O'Connor says, the guy don't only just defend guards, big men throughout the season. He's well worth it. Off the ball, on the ball, helping, passing lanes, just all over the floor, just being disruptive. He's got my vote. But Kevin O'Connor, I hope you don't mind me using your footage for a video. Go subscribe to him. Matter of fact, he has good insights on NBA basketball. You might want to go ahead and check him out. So Kevin O'Connor, I hope you don't mind me using a video. But Amen Thompson, Defensive Player of the Year, he's got my vote. NBA playoffs, play-in. We're here. We're here starting tomorrow. Big games are coming up. But the Houston Rockets, before I start this video back, oh man, you want to call that a dress rehearsal? I don't know what the Rockets were doing yesterday. That wasn't a dress rehearsal. If it was, put the dress back on. Wait to the playoffs. Because they came out there, the defense was it just was nothing. It was atrocious, basically, the defense. No ball movement on offense. It just seemed like they went out there half asleep. And I can understand that you don't want to get injured. You want to have everybody available for the playoffs. But you should have just sat down if that was the case. They didn't prove anything in nobody's mind that they're going to put something out there for us to enjoy in these playoffs. And I just hope they got a turn-on button. Because what we seen yesterday, I was a little worried. I'm not going to lie to you. Hope they got a switch they can turn on. But if they take that into the playoffs, Lord have mercy. That's all I got to say. Lord have mercy.
Being an elite help defender, he's not just an on-ball stopper guy. He's jumps the passing lanes. He's an interior shot blocker. He has amazing hands where, like, in transition, sometimes a guy will be rumbling down the court and he swipes the ball, knocks it out of bounds, or just rips it out of their hands entirely. He's a transition stopper as well. He's a great help defender. And I think if you just like isolate Amen in particular games, if you watch that Warriors-Rockets game, Amen was the more impactful defender than Draymond Green. You watch the OKC game, Amen was more impactful than Lou Dort. And I with Evan Mobley, I have him second on my ballot. I think Mobley is a deserving candidate, but I never watch him and feel that he is the NBA's best and most impactful defender. He's great. He's versatile. He's been part of a top 10 defense, but Cleveland slipping defensively is in part why he doesn't win this for me over Amen. But Tom, that's my case for Amen.
And if you listen to Jimmy Butler, you would say Amen Thompson was all over Stephen Curry. He was fouling him. He was getting away with extra activities on Stephen Curry. That's a bunch of garbage. I think anybody that plays aggressive like Amen Thompson, back in old school, like we talk about, the 90s defense, they're not used to that. And you could say Jimmy Butler is glazing, is the word the youngsters use today, glazing. He's glazing Stephen Curry since he's got there. So I don't know what he was looking at. He's not used to Stephen Curry being blanketed like that by Amen Thompson. Get used to it. This guy is going to be around for the far future. And every time they play the Golden State Warriors, he's going to give Stephen Curry the business as far as blanketing him, making it hard for him to get shots. Now, we're not going to say he's going to shut him down every time they meet up. Stephen Curry is a Hall of Famer. He's great in his own right. He will get his numbers. Amen Thompson's not going to win that matchup all the time. Probably won't win it at all, as long as he hits 30 points or more. from our metrics, superstar, 30 points or more, you didn't shut him down. But you can't allow this guy to make a difference throughout the ball game to win the game. Stay in his hip pocket, make it tough for him, and wear him down. But that was a performance. Leaving Stephen Curry with 3 points throughout a whole ball game. That is crazy to me. Like we said, didn't think it could ever be done. This guy is DPOY, no doubt about it. But we're going to see what's going to happen. Like I said, I think he's going to fall short. But he's going to have plenty more throughout his career that he will get. That's a guarantee. So Jimmy Butler, he wasn't getting fouled. You know, just playing him tough. Something you're going to see in the playoffs. Refs going to swallow the whistles on some of these occasions. You have to get used to it and quit whining, quit glazing this guy. Kevin O'Connor, call it.
Thompson first on my ballot. I have Dort third for what it's worth. What do you think?
Yeah, dude. Amen Thompson's my pick too. I didn't think you were going to go there. I have
you got Amen.
Yep. Last week, I think I had last week. I mentioned that he was my favorite on this program. I said he's my favorite. He checks off more boxes than Draymond, Evan Mobley, and this is a guy who's the only player in the NBA top 20 in both blocks and steals. The versatility you talked about, where he's a point of attack, shut down Steph Curry the other night, and he's been doing that all season. Is that when you got a Ja Morant or a Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Brunson, whomever it is, he's the guy that they're going to throw at him to completely throw off all their first actions. And that is a thing that you can't say for Evan Mobley or Draymond Green. Draymond Green's greatest attribute in this conversation is that he has a podcast. I'm telling you, dude, he went from 0% chance, like it was 0.8% on Polymarket, 0.8% chance of winning Defensive Player of the Year until he had that comment where he's like, I deserve it 1,000%, have a case for Defensive Player of the Year. And then he became the favorite. Yes, he had a great game against Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks, and that helped kind of drive that conversation. But the greatest thing that Draymond Green has going for him this year is that he is vocal and he has his podcast, and he started that narrative and started the campaign by himself. And I'm sorry, when you look at the defensive rating of Amen Thompson, it's 107 when he's on the floor. Look at the other defenders on Houston. You can say Dylan Brooks and Tari Eason, but I'm telling you, the Houston Rockets have a top 4 defensive rating this season with Alperen Sengun and Fred VanVleet on the floor for most of them. Who picked Houston as being a top 4 defensive rating team this season? Who picked it? No one did. You know why? Because they didn't see how good Amen Thompson would be as a 22-year-old in his second year in the league, dominating defensively and turning Stephen Curry into just another guy out there. He's been top 20 in both steals and blocks, only player to do that.
It's crazy how a lot of people got different ways of saying Amen Thompson's name. And you can say it any way you want. I mean, you have Amen, which I don't like at all. Amen Thompson. Maybe you talk to him about it. Maybe that's the proper way to pronounce his name. But I say Amen. That's what I say, Amen Thompson. Some people might say Amen. Amen Thompson. I don't know, but a lot of guys or different people just pronounce his name in a lot of different ways. Who knows which way is the right one? I'm going to stick with Amen. They say Amen. A lot of people I heard say Amen. But I don't know. It's just crazy to me. But
his on-court defensive rating, 107, meaning the Houston Rockets are holding opponents to 107 points every 100 possessions when he's on the floor. That's better than Draymond's, that's better than Mobley's, and that's better than Jaren Jackson Jr.'s. And I would argue that those other 3 candidates, Jaren Jackson Jr., Draymond, and Mobley, have better defenders around them that can pump up that score, pump down in the case of a defensive rating where lower is better. Amen Thompson, best defensive player this year. And I would go Evan Mobley at number 2, Tamani Kamara at number 3, and Dyson Daniels right behind him. I think Tamani Kamara, second in the NBA in defensive stops, being a rim protector in ways that Dyson Daniels isn't. I would argue that he's been more impactful. And if you look at the defensive rating of the Portland Trailblazers over the last half of the season, he has been outstanding. We had him on the Big Number podcast. I don't know if you saw that interview, but Dan Devine and I had.
We'll leave it right there. But the Kevin O'Connor Show, go subscribe to him for sure. Yahoo Sports. And like I said, Kevin, hope you don't mind me using your footage for video. Hope you don't mind. But let me give y'all my picks before we get out of here, quick hitters. Let's check them out. So here we go. You have the Hawks and the Magic, Grizzlies, Warriors, Heat, Bulls, Mavericks, and Kings. Let's start with the Hawks and the Magic tomorrow. That's a good matchup. Some will say two mediocre teams, I guess you could say, on the rise. I love to see the Magic in the mix. I do. They've been down for a very long time. Them playing at home, I'm going to pick the Magic at home against the Hawks. I just believe the Magic only have to worry about Trae Young. Not allowing him to go all over the place and go crazy. But if he does go all over the place and go crazy, that's only, 30 or 40 points? Somebody else has to cover the difference. I don't know who else could really step up for the Hawks on a consistent basis, or at least in a one-game situation. I don't know. I think Magic got a little bit more. Very young squad. You got other guys that can come at you. Very strong and hard. They've been playing well all year. And Banchero, he a problem in itself. Big problem. So I will be going with the Magic on that matchup. Grizzlies and Warriors. What we say, a doozy. That's going to be a doozy. Knockout. Warriors, of course, pedigree, been there before, got championships on their belt. You just can't go against Stephen Curry in a game like this in the Warriors. You just can't do it. They're at home, too, against the Grizzlies. Grizzlies are good. Grizzlies been up and down as well, too, just like the Warriors. But like I say, the pedigree and then Stephen Curry, it's hard to go against him. I'm going to go with the Warriors in that matchup. Not saying I want the Warriors to win that game, but I'm going for them in this matchup. So if the Grizzlies pull it out, some will say it's kind of like an upset. I think they will look at it as that way. All right, the Heat and the Bulls. Miami Heat just struggling just to get a win, ain't they? Yesterday, a heartbreaker. Just when you thought the Heat was going to pull it out, they lose on a buzzer beater. That was heartbreaking. The Heat and the Rockets kind of in the same boat, if you really look at it. Two teams try to go out there with a little dress rehearsal. Didn't turn out too well. Leaving all fans almost in disbelief that they went out there and put out that kind of performance and just concealed the deal. The Rockets a little worse situation because they didn't look nothing like they did in the regular season or just a couple of days ago. So they should have just sat out. They should have just sat out, let the bench players play, because they left a bad taste in our mouth going into the playoffs, going out there with atrocious defense, no ball movement, bad shots, couldn't hit anything yesterday at all. Just to leave early and say, okay, what we got? What we going to do in the playoffs? I'm hopeful, but they better not show any resemblance of what they did the other day. Can't do it. So yes, Miami Heat, I'm rolling with you, but the Bulls can get you. Don't mistake that. The Bulls can pull this so-called upset. I don't really want to call it an upset. The Heat has been terrible pretty much all year long, just been holding on by a thread. And the Bulls have been steady all year long. And they're at home. The Bulls can easily win this game. Easily. But we're counting on the Heat to pull this out. Veterans, the culture, the grit, the grind, the know-how. We want them to pull it out. Mavericks and Kings. I'm going with the Kings on this one. Kings are at home. Getting Zach LaVine over there was big. It was huge, man. This guy is a scoring machine. Pairing him with DeMar DeRozan, new interim coach, Doug Christie. Loved that guy even when he played. That's Sacramento Kings up and down. Mavericks, I probably would go a different way and pick them if Kyrie Irving was available. That was huge right there. Not having him in there, Yeah, you got AD, but I just think it's going to be too much power, scoring punch from the Kings, and they play with their hair on fire. They do. Mr. Mid-Range and DeMar DeRozan, and Mr. Everything all over the floor with Zach LaVine. So I'm going with the Kings. Those are my picks. Y'all can check them out, criticize them, do what you want, but that's what it is. We'll see how it turns out. Appreciate it. Play-in is here. Playoffs is around the corner. G.S.Q.H, Goodymo Sports Quick Hits. Thanks for y'all time. Appreciate it. New subscribers, appreciate it as well. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe, hit the like button. And once again, on a like button. I see a lot of returning viewers coming in on the videos, but nobody's hitting the like button. Trust me, I do the same thing. It's easy to forget to hit the like button when you're watching a video. I do it all the time until I think about it. I'm like, oh man, I forgot to hit the like button. If you want the algorithm to pick it up, if you want the channel to grow, we have to come in and at least hit the like button. And trust me, I don't even like bringing it up. I really don't. I'm passionate about what I'm doing. I love what I'm doing. I will do this even without subscribers, even without likes, all of that stuff. But since you're on YouTube, that's the only thing that moves anything, moves the needle. And you just have to have the likes. You got to have the subscribers. Got to have the shares. You got to have a few comments. And all in saying this, even if we don't get them, I'm still going to be here talking basketball and sports. So y'all enjoy the rest of y'all week. New subscribers, I appreciate it. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that now. Appreciate your time. We out of here. Peace.